Hey everyone, welcome to another video of weekly horoscopes. So these horoscopes will be from the week of November 25 through to December 1. If you've not seen my weekly horoscope video before, I basically read a column that I write every week for an American publication. This week is a really quiet week for the most part, Mercury stations, and it's probably what we actually need, a little bit of time to reflect and think and review things before we head into the Mars retrograde phase. Before I get into the horoscopes for this week, a quick announcement. Next week on Friday, here in Australia, which will be Thursday if you're watching from the US, I'm going to be offering a webinar all on the astrology of 2025, a massive year we've got coming through. And it's not only about 2025, it's also going to really set the stage for 2026. I just gave an in-person workshop on the astrology of 2025 on the weekend, and people left that feeling a lot more informed and inspired moving forward. If you'd like to join me for that webinar, of course, everybody will get a recording, whether they attend the event live or not. I'll pop a link in the description below where you can find out more information about that and sign up for it. So let's get started on these horoscopes. Many moons ago, someone told me that relationships end the way they begin. At the time, I remember thinking that was such a cynical attitude. It was like predicting the bitter end when, in the beginning, everything should feel so magical. I'm older and wiser now. I do have to admit, though, there is some truth in that wisdom. Not that I'd recommend approaching life with that philosophy, but it is something to be aware of. This week sees us cross the threshold into a new month, one that will bookend 2024. Funnily enough, trickster planet Mercury embarks upon a retrograde journey at the exact same point in the sky where it ended one at this year when this year began. Thus, the old piece of wisdom I got again rings true. Something about the way this year began will be exactly how it ends. We now live in a world where reality has lost its meaning, where ethics and morality appear to have vanished. The gap between what you're told and what is true has never been wider. If you found yourself lost in the crowd, unable to speak your mind, maybe it's time you get your voice back before it's too late. Aries, you could be reaching the tail end of the year and wondering what even happened to your hopes and aspirations for what you wanted out of 2024. Some years are just like that, and there's not much you can do about it. What is time anyway? Your best bet now is to draw slowly back your arrow, take aim, and let 2025 be all that you wanted 2024 to be and more. It's never too late to start again. Taurus, every now and then we have to face things we would rather not. These things could be money-related issues or other factors about what it means to be in relationship with others, such as communication, logistics, and generally being on the same page. If you've lost your way in that regard comparative to what you hoped 2024 would be, there is no time like the present to start again. Any issues can be resolved with an honest conversation. Gemini, your planet Mercury will start moving in reverse in your relationship zone this week. At the same time, your relationship planet Jupiter, is retrograde in your sign. Sound confusing? Well, it's not really. You're just being challenged to learn more, understand more, and develop what it means for you to be in relationship with other humans. Don't just communicate to be heard. Remember that you also need to seek to understand. Cancer. There's really no way around it, but you're in for a busy time in the next few weeks. Some of those issues you tried to correct as 2023 became 2024 may rear their ugly head again. As frustrating as it may be, there really are solutions available to you, provided you're simply willing to change your mind. You know what they say about changing your thoughts and changing your life? Well, don't knock it until you've tried it. Leo, life probably changed a bit for you this year, and it will continue to do so. As such, you're being invited to start thinking about what joy and happiness really mean to you. This also includes love, romance, children, and any hobbies or activities you do for fun. If life has got a little bit too heavy for you of late, do your best to schedule some time doing things you enjoy and with whom. Virgo, life at home is going to start to go a little haywire. Most likely, you're trying to be everything to everyone, both at home and with your professional life. You may need to take a little time out and reconfigure your thoughts and beliefs around what you want your life to be like. You know what they say about if nothing changes, then nothing changes. If you want change, then be it. Libra, if you need to add a little bit of excitement back into your life, then why not start with learning something new? Have you been curious about something recently or been wanting to get back to a reading or writing project? Now would be an ideal time for you to double down on something that inspires you to and helps you to see beyond the here and now. But where would you like yourself to be? Scorpio, whether it's your cash flow or your confidence about money, it's time for a rethink. Are you doing what you're doing because you want to, or are you doing what you're doing because you think you have to? If you really want to make some financial inroads in 2025, now is the time to start thinking about money differently. When you develop more belief in yourself, your bank balance will reflect that eventually. Sagittarius, the time to slow down and being in the process of some reflection, self-reflection, has now arrived. You've learned a lot about yourself this year, and you're going to need some time to process it all and set some new goals for yourself. While there may be other people in your life offering you words of wisdom and information, it's really up to you to make the choices that you know are right for you. Have a think about what you really want out of next year. Capricorn, in order to make important choices, we can look at the facts and figures and try and make a logical decision. That said, you've been down that road before. If the way the year is beginning, if the way the year is beginning to draw to a close in the way that it began, then you may need to rethink your approach. Some time out in meditation or retreat can help you make better choices about how you spend your time next year. Aquarius, you're changing, so don't be surprised that as a result, the company you keep may also change. As Mercury begins to move in reverse through your friend zone, sure, the regular misunderstandings and confusion about communication and logistics may take place. It may also be a case of rethinking some of what these friendships actually mean to you. Your best bet for the next few weeks is to try to avoid making plans that don't want to work. Pisces, it's a great time for you to start taking stock of the year that has been. How did things pan out for you professionally? Did you make the moves you wanted to make in terms of your overall life direction? You may discover you have much of the same goals you had around this time last year. This doesn't mean you failed if you haven't achieved them like you hoped you would. It just means you've got another chance to actualize them this time around. I hope you enjoyed those horoscopes for the week. As I mentioned at the start, if you would like to join me for a webinar all about the dynamic introduction to the rest of this decade, I will be hosting that next week on Friday, Australian time, be Thursday night in the US and other parts of the world. So I hope you have a really wonderful week, and this Mercury station is pretty kind to you. All right, until next time, I hope you have a really great week.